to Love at First Laff, the Green Room edition. Thank you guys for tuning in. And today I am so excited because I have an incredible guest. She is gorgeous. She is hilarious. You have seen her on Last Comic Standing, Funniest Mom in America. And she has a documentary coming out and a webisode that we're going to talk about called Sarah Palin Blogged, and it's hilarious. Please welcome Lisa Alvarado. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, what's up, Grace?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? We made it.
I know. I'm so not tech savvy, man. This is the worst.
You're not tech. I'm a closet nerd. So
you are. You're so good at this. I'm terrible at it. Look at this. I'm like grainy. I got a bed shape tiny.
Hey, blame it on StreamYard. StreamYard is the streaming service, and it's complicated. It's a little bit more complex than just going Facebook Live. So I promise you, that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're going to start. There's people tuned in already, and I can't wait to ask you a million questions. So we're going to start actually showing a clip of your comedy. Okay. And bear with me because I am like a one-woman show, so a one-woman production here. So I'm going to share screen. I screwed up a couple of times before, so it's kind of crazy. But let's see if I can actually, let me see. I think if I do this one, we can share screen. And let's watch Lisa's stand-up comedy. There it is. Can we see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yo también. Hola. Yes, thank you. That was a woman, right? Yes. So yes, I am Latina. My last name is Alvarado, which is Spanish for single parent. It is. Hi. Informing my peeps. I am Latina. I'm Peruvian, first generation born here. And the sad thing is I really want to fit in California, but I really don't because it's mostly Mexicans. I wish I was Mexican, you guys. And then I feel like I don't fit in. Then I go to New York and it's mostly, Puerto Ricans. So I don't fit in there either. Then I go to Florida. I don't fit in because what kind of Mexicans are in Florida? All right, the Cuban Mexicans. They're everywhere. I don't fit in. I'm seriously, look at me. I'm not even the typical Latina, because I got pregnant in my late teens. Yeah. I know. That's a lot of pressure at home. My mom's like, hurry up, your little brother's a grandfather.
I love it. You are so hilarious.
Oh, girl, that clip. From what? 78?
That's a
great in that one. I'm really skinny. I like it.
Well, you're still skinny and gorgeous, so
nice, sweet.
Oh, please.
Zoom, right?
Well, we change as the years go by, and we change for the better. So that's what I feel.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about that. Mm-hmm. But you look the same, really. I mean, you look amazing. So we have people tuning in, by the way, Chris. Hi, Chris, Jimmy De La Valle, hi, and Rich. And so we have the guys here tuning in.
Nice.
Yeah. And so let's start with, I always start and ask my guests, like, what propelled you to start stand-up comedy?
Oh, man. I was probably 9 years old, and I saw Bill Cosby himself on, I don't know if it was VHS or it was just playing on TV, but I saw it with my family before I even understood what stand-up comedy was. And it was definitely a turning point for me because you know how you go through like family issues. Well, we had a lot of them growing up. And so it was the first time that I ever saw my family come together and like nobody was fighting. There was no crying, there was no pain, and everybody was just for an hour just watching the TV and laughing. And I didn't even really look at the comedian. I just saw the effect that he had on my family, and I want to do that. that's what I want to do. But I never thought I could. I mean, I'm like, I'm a woman, you know, I have no idea how to do stand-up comedy. So I didn't think it would ever happen. So I chose, you know, I got pregnant early and I knew I had to have a career. So I chose hairdressing. But all along I wanted to do stand-up, like through the whole time. So I started doing improv in Chicago. Because it's like comedy, but you have a team, and so like if you can't think of anything, somebody else takes the light. So it was a lot easier to start that way. And then I got out of a really, really shitty relationship. It was very painful, and so when I got out of that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do everything I've ever wanted to do, and so I did. I sold my business and I moved to LA. After doing comedy in Chicago for 2 years, stand up, and moved out and got Last Comic Standing. Like,
wow. As soon as you moved out, you got Last Comic Standing.
I actually got it in Chicago while I was en route to move to LA. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Filming, I was in LA. Yeah.
So like, was that?
As soon as I made that decision, all of a sudden all of this stuff started coming my way.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready. I mean, 2 years, you're pretty shitty at comedy still.
Of course, you're green. You're like,
I mean, I had my 15 minutes of, you know, had maybe 2-3 good jokes in there. It was brutal, but I don't know. I guess I had some sort of stage presence and boobs, so they were like, "All right, let's grab her."
Yeah, well, you're funny. Period. You got the talent, so that's what happened. The boobs and the prettiness are, you know, secondary. I think. Yeah. That's really, you know, what got you the gig is you're funny. So are there any rituals that you do when you prepare to go on the stage? Like, I don't know, like align your chakras or some other crazy ritual?
You know, what's crazy about me is my memory is really bad. It's always been bad, but now it's even worse. So my ritual is that I write my set down, like the things that I want to, especially if I have any new jokes where I want to place them in my set. And I kind of have dyslexia. It's called processing delay. It's when you read something and you can't process it right away. You have to read it like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And so because I have that, let me show you. Because I did a set yesterday.
Yeah.
This is my set list. I don't know if you can see that.
Let me see. Show it on let's see. Oh, wow.
So I
love it. Very structured.
Color coding, and I have things circled. It's pretty much all like letters that make sense to me, but I have them everywhere I go. So like I have, like, here's my phone. That's a set list.
Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a high school joke over here. That's like one of my openers. So just initials and circle things. And so comics that know me really well, they're like, "Where's your stuff? Where's your notes?"
They're freaking out, right?
Yeah, because the way that I code everything, it's like I'm autistic, but it's a ritual. It's something that, like, if I don't have it at least in my pocket, I don't feel right about going on stage. It's really like, it doesn't matter. I have to have that paper, or I just don't feel like confident. Yeah.
No, I totally understand. I'm the same way. I have color coded, like with pink and bright yellow, and sometimes green. So it's those 3 colors, and I totally get it. It's like if you have it and you see the color, and you just look. Oh yeah, and you don't even need to read what's in there. You read the first 2 letters, and I know what that is. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and so we probably are in the spectrum, you and I.
I know. It's like people look at me like, what does RT mean? Know that it means in this whole long bit, you know?
Yeah, I know. And it probably starts with R and ends with T, you know, the whole bit. Yeah. That's how you remember it, like weird shit like that. Yeah, totally. I can totally relate to that. So tell us about the best set you've ever done and the worst set you've ever had.
The best? Man, that's a toughie. I don't know. I don't think I have one particular best set. I think anytime that you try out like a new bit that you're really excited about, and it just goes fantastic. Those are some of my best sets because I know I'm being vulnerable by throwing something out that's new, trusting my gut, knowing that I've written and practiced writing so much that it's actually paying off. Am I backing up? What's that?
No, that's my phone. That's like my messages. Stop messaging me, people. I know. And now I don't know. I have a new phone. I don't know how the hell to turn it off.
I look like me. Now I don't feel so
pretty it is. I love my new iPhone. It's coral, very fancy. But yeah, I don't know why I can't turn it. And I tried to turn it off, and Siri is like, "How can I help you?" Okay, whatevs. I don't know. Let's keep talking.
Yeah,
we got those popping in.
Okay, my worst set. There's a lot of those. I think one of my worst sets was at a bowling alley. Super fun.
Oh yeah.
That was like, when you're first starting out and it's all these road hell gigs. Yeah. So I was doing, and you can hear the stuff going, the whole thing going on behind you. And you're trying to just keep the audience's attention. Yeah. And I remember this guy got a phone call in the front row, and I was pretty much bombing. And so I was like, let me have your phone. And it happened to be his girlfriend. So I pretended like I was a girl that was with him. So I put it on the microphone. And so I just improvised it. And that was like the first 5 minutes of my set. I had like 15 more minutes to do. So when I finally gave him his phone back, I couldn't follow what I had done. You know how when you improv with the audience and it's so great and you're killing, and then you're like, "Hey, my kid's doing homework, you guys," and nothing I could do to get them back. I was like, "Somebody else, give me your phone because I got nothing." Yes, stop me! I can't stop me doing improv. So sorry, you know what I mean?
You're funny. So
they know that you're scripted. So there's no getting them back, So that was one of my worst sets. I've had, when I was first starting out, I had this guy in the audience, and it was my first paid hosting gig. I think I'd been doing comedy 3 or 4 months, and this guy was like, "Take off your top, show us your like I'm hosting," and he's doing this to me. And at first I threw out like a couple of Viagra jokes and whatever, just tried to shut him up. And he was so gross and so drunk that he just kept going to the point where I started crying. I brought up the first comedian, I put the mic in the thing, and I ran in the back, and I'm bawling. I felt humiliated. I felt stupid. I felt like just taken advantage of as a woman, disrespected. Like, "This is comedy. I'm quitting." And then this guy who I took a class from, he was like, "Well, this is great that it happened so early to you, because if you can get past this, if you can learn from this and still do comedy, it's because you love it. Now, if you're just doing comedy for all the applause and for all the love that you get and for when you're killing, this isn't for you. You're not a stand-up. But if you're going to take this and learn from it, you're really a true comedian. So what are you going to do?" So that night I went home and I wrote probably 3 pages of heckler material of like, how do you handle it? Like, what could I have said back to this guy? I've never had a heckler throw me off again since that night.
Good. Absolutely. This is actually, what? This is my manager actually texting me. I'm going to be like, "Girl, stop. Girl, stop." The messages. Sorry.
Gigs.
Okay, there. All right, maybe she'll stop. I love her to pieces, though. She's great, but she's like, she works 24/7. I'm telling you.
That's good.
Yeah, the other day I was stressed out, and she sent me to. She bought me a float. You know the float thing where you float on little room with Epsom salts and a little pool, and you just relax and supposedly fall asleep. And I was like, I can't fall asleep in the water.
Ooh, oh my God.
I know. I'm like, I'm going to die here. So, but it was so much fun.
Date. That's not right. Your manager is sending you that?
She's amazing. Oh, she has me on losing weight for a photo shoot. She has me exercising. It's hilarious. Oh no, she's like she's my best friend actually. She's we've been friends for 15 years, and we decided to pursue this management client thing. So we're having a lot of fun. Do you have a manager? Did you ever have a manager that you had like a really close relationship with?
I've had a really bad track record with management. I did. I had like, when I first came out here, I had pretty much all the huge management companies, especially because I booked Last Comic on my own without representation. I had like, Dave Rath and like, I had meetings with all of them, Judy, like the gamut. And I systematically went down the list and I burned bridges with almost all of them because when you're new, you think you're the shit. And I'm like,
you're shit for me.
Man, everything, Aspen, Montreal, Comedy Central, fuck you. I don't like your voice. I was an idiot. I was such a moron. And I didn't really realize how I was screwing myself over. I did end up signing with a manager that unfortunately was a big manager, but they turned down so much work. Like I was one of the first people booked on Latin Divas of Comedy.
Oh, nice.
Back in the day for sure. Yeah. And my managers turned it down because they wouldn't pay me enough. They're like, don't do it. And I had my friends were like, are you nuts? It's showtime. Do the special. Yeah. And it was honestly, it was a shitty deal, but all the girls were getting shitty deals. And so they turned it down and they were like, we're going to get you a Comedy Central special. Just do that because it's like 3 times the money. And I go, all right. So I said no. I burned that bridge to this day. I ended up leaving my managers like maybe a year later because they turned down a Vegas tour for me. They turned down like 3 different really big jobs because it wasn't enough pay for them, but it's because they rep for celebrities. So they're like, what? This is $5,000? No. And I'm like, I want to eat.
Yes, exactly.
I'll commission you on $5,000. It was terrible. So I left them. And I have been pretty much unrepresented for years. The past couple of years, I'm with Tony Camacho, who I really love because he's been in the industry forever. And he takes care of me and just throws me some stuff. And then he doesn't live here. See, he lives in Vegas. So that's the only bummer is because I would love for your manager to be able to come see your set and new material that you're working out and being able to like talk to them about it and your next special and things like that. So yeah, but I don't know if you don't have the right person. I don't think managers are all that important because if someone's just going to put you in their pocket and take 15% and they're going to work really hard for the big clients, I kind of feel like I get most of my work by word of mouth, just other comics that have worked with me and like my work.
Yeah, absolutely. And managers are all about the money. Most managers, they want to make money. So they felt they were not going to make enough money. It wasn't even worth for them to talk to Comedy Central or to Showtime. It's like, no, that's not enough. Forget it. And you could have benefited from it. So it's hard to keep that balance between, what the managers say and what you want. So it's a tough thing to do for sure. So have you ever wanted to quit? And if you did, what is your strategy to get yourself going again?
Quit comedy, stand up?
Yeah.
No, there's never been a time where I wanted to quit stand-up comedy. I think there's been times where I've wanted to quit the business in terms of how they treat women or like if you get one fucking wrinkle, all of a sudden you're not bookable. They want the younger version of you. You're not thin enough. All of that shit I've heard. That I wanted to quit. And I've been, you know, this sounds, I mean, I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, but I have been in the modeling industry for over 20 years. So I did not want that to cross over into stand-up. That's the great thing about stand-up is I felt like it didn't matter what you look like. You can tell a joke if you're funny. And so when I had the other insecurity of the other side of the business, when it started to trickle into stand-up, that's the only time I ever felt like, well, fuck it, I won't do it for TV. I'll just do it for me. I'll just do it on the road. I'll just do it. But those things don't pay nearly as much unless you do the TV. So it's like this stupid double-edged sword where, I mean, thank God things are shifting for both of us, even like
for Latinos, Latinx,
yeah. Own content is where my passion is now, because no one can tell you that's funny enough. It's not shot on the right, you know, aspect ratio. It's not this, it's not that. And you can do it yourself and do what you love, and you're not limited. And now that I've been doing that, I'm actually winning awards on stuff and getting views on other projects that I never thought.
That is so cool.
Because it was my passion, you know?
Absolutely. And I know that you're passionate about the documentary, Don't Wait, the Michael Schmidt story.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't mind, we're going to show a clip.
Cool.
Yes. And it's beautiful, you guys. By the way, before we show the clip here, you have AJ Collier. Hey, Lisa, much love from there. So I just wanted to show you that. Not, by the way, guys, not all the comments show up here on StreamYard. So if I don't show up yours or don't say hi, it's because I don't see it. So let's go to the clip. Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, I pretend that I know what I'm doing. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's the trick when you're producing these things. Okay, there you go. Does it show? Yeah.
I knew since I was 9 years old that I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And I thought, this is my purpose. But it all changed once I met Michael.
Well, you're never too old to dream. For one man in his 50s, a dream of his is about to come true.
And it will be one of the final things he gets to do in his life.
This all started when Michael saw comedian Lisa Alvarado on stage, called her and said,
I was going to die soon.
He said, I would really love to do stand-up comedy. Will you help me?
Michael has PLS,
a similar condition to ALS. Soon, according to his doctors, the only thing he'd be able to do is blink.
There's no treatment and there's no cure.
It's okay. I'm at peace.
I assumed he had at least 6 months to live. He has just days. Michael's dream is to make other people laugh, even while he's suffering. I'm going to list other comics. They're also going to write for you. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Immediately, what topics are off the table?
I cannot think of a topic that's off the table.
Hey, strangers will say to me, you've got it easy. And I say, you mean the wheelchair or the diaper? And you're...
See, that one was good.
Well, tonight, a San Diego man with a terminal disease crossed his biggest item off his bucket list.
Tell me how you feel like the show went last night.
It went better than I ever dreamed.
After Michael's set, everything changed. Now that we've gotten to know each other, I have this love and respect for him.
Do you want to be there?
From this guy going, will you teach me to do stand-up comedy, to will you be there and hold my hand while I die? How could I not be by his side?
So did you ever think that comedy would lead you to something like this? With space in my life, like when I needed you.
I'm not in control.
No coincidence that you got into comedy. No coincidence that you met Michael.
What comedy did in Michael's life, I think transformed everybody.
I hope that my story will help inspire others.
The true purpose of this film is to love one another, whether we agree or disagree.
And I think laughter can bring us together.
Humor through the pain. No matter what, just love one another.
Wow, I have so many questions. The thing that stands out for me is laughter heals, comedy through suffering, right? Is one. And I love that you say that we have to love each other whether we agree or disagree. And that is such a current thing where everybody is, there's like two different sides, and, you know, it's just so intense. And if we all united, and I understand the circumstances, but, you know, love and in unity, right? And this is a beautiful example, and it's just such a beautiful story on so many levels. So how did this affect you on a spiritual and emotional, psychological level, meeting him and doing this, which is part of your purpose on this planet, obviously?
It honestly, it changed me in so many ways, because it challenged me as a human being in ways that I thought I was totally secure. Like my faith, like I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I was born Catholic. But I believe more relationship than I do religion. I wouldn't say I'm religious, although other people call me religious. I really believe in like a personal relationship with God and Christ. And I never really thought about suicide or death with dignity. That's what ended up happening with Michael. That's what he chose, because his body was decomposing so quickly. So I just thought, when he asked me to do the stand-up comedy with him, I thought we had all this time. Like he said, I'm dying. And I thought, oh, we have like 9 months or a year. He had about a month, because he had already chosen his day to die. But I didn't know that when I said yes. So it was like I started spending all this time with him, and it challenged me, because I thought, what do I believe? I don't, I went into scripture. I talked to pastors, and I talked to a bunch of friends, the friends that did the comedy roundtables with me, because there were atheists, there were agnostic, there were, all different faith levels. So I talked to all of them about like, how do you feel? What does this look like to you? And everybody has a different background, upbringing, belief system. And it wasn't about judgment. It was just about how do you deal with that? How do you accept it? Like, is there an afterlife? So all of these things that I felt like I had a grasp on, I was completely challenged, because I was like, why would God bring me into this man's life to watch him die? Why would God do that? Not that I'm whining, but what is the ultimate reason? Because it's obviously to teach me something. It's obviously to leave him with something. How am I supposed to affect his family? Like, what am I supposed to say to him? Like, is there some prophetic thing that, and it all boiled down to loving this man where he is, not judging him. I may agree, I may disagree, but like just loving and accepting this human being in need where he is, no matter what his decision is. And that took a lot for me of faith, soul searching, getting my agenda and my thoughts out of the way, because it wasn't about me. But you think when you go into stuff, you're like, oh, it's not about me, but you make it about you. It's the natural tendency. Humans, we're selfish. We don't mean to be, but we just are. We think about ourselves and how it's going to affect us first. So it really taught me, Lisa, it's not about you. Comedy's not even about you. It heals me when I'm on stage, but it's about the people that I touch and affect when I'm doing it. Someone that will feel better about talking about their abuse because I talk about mine, or things, issues that women go through. So many dating things, like they'll be able to go, oh my gosh, you talked about that. That's amazing, because now I can talk to my husband about it because he was sitting right there. Things that, so the power of comedy to heal people became more of purpose for me. So in the documentary, we're just finishing it up, and it's just so powerful. Like, I can hardly watch it without crying. It's so
I know. It's so cute. I know.
Like, you should see the third act. The whole time I'm like in the edit bay, and I'm like, oh,
I totally.
Every time I'm in the edit bay, watching my friend go through this, but it's such a beautiful story about, like, just when you strip everything down and it's life and death, and you're not going to see this, it changes your perspective. Little things just don't matter anymore. It's all about how do I help this person, and get to that kind of humility. You have to go through that kind of pain. I believe it's not so easy to just be like Mother Teresa. I was selfish at first and thought, me, and then it just slowly, all of that was challenged. My character, my faith, how I'm going to act in this circumstance. I have been, that made me grow so much, like even more so than family members passing, because this was a stranger,
right,
with a condition that I didn't know. Like, usually with like family and friends, you kind of know the progression and you've had time to spend with them, but this was like so instant, and this huge undertaking. I didn't expect. Like, it was complete surprise to me, but such a blessing. So I want to continue doing it. I would like the documentary actually to be a series where stand-up comics, I grab a group of my friends and we do that for someone else. We help them deal with their tragedy through comedy. So that's my next step with the doc.
Yes, I feel like your mission is kind of, you feel it more now. You understand it better, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it helped you understand it better. We're here to love and help others. I always say that. Yeah. And that's the challenge sometimes, some loving and helping others. It's,
Well, it's this, as you know, Grace, this time is just so divisive in the country. I see it all the time on all of our social media. It's like you can't even post a joke as a comic about a Republican or a Democrat without people literally fighting on your page, literally calling you names. I mean, there was some guy that posted on my page that the only reason that Kamala's in her position is because she spent half her life on her knees, at like calling her a bitch.
Right? Yeah.
It's. I'm like, she's a woman. No, like, don't you have a mother or a sister or a daughter or a wife? How can, like, even if you don't believe in what she says, it's crazy how divisive. So part of this film helped me to go, I don't care. It's not about what he believes. It's about me loving this human being.
I love that.
And so
I love it. Yeah. It's about loving others in spite of them believing exactly opposite of what we believe in. That's not the point.
Right.
I think if we all did that, the world would be a way better place.
Yes.
And it's just so low vibration to start calling people names because you don't believe the same things. It's just so low vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like deleting people ever, like on social media or Facebook and blocking people. I actually do not get any joy from that. I actually try to reach out to the person and I'll say, hey, please don't do that. Or I'll comment back and go, hey, this is my opinion. This is my page. Please respect that. Or I'll give them a chance before I actually delete someone. And I've had to block so many people recently. It's crazy.
I know. I can imagine.
Guys.
That's why I don't say anything about politics. Zero, because I don't have time for that bullshit.
Right.
And it's almost like a reality show that's happening. I think somebody on Google Earth is watching us, and having fun, like it's a game, because we have a purpose. And that's why I love what you're doing, Lisa. And I just applaud you, because it's a beautiful thing. And it's, this documentary can actually touch somebody's heart, and we can help and change things one step at a time, one documentary at a time, one joke at a time.
Hard times, they bring out the best and the worst in everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I need to find my husband during a pandemic.
Oh,
you're going to see their true colors, right? You're going to be like, what do you like when you lose your job? What do you like when, you have to be around people in public and think about others before yourself? What are you going to be like, And so I'm like, yes, but you can't date right now. Like, it's so hard.
It's all Zoom, It's like, and you can filter it, so you're really tricking people, right? That's what
I look terrible on this.
Oh, well, we had camera, so it's okay. You look beautiful. Don't worry about it.
Anybody that will attack a friend of mine or me for believing something different. I don't care if it's about the kind of camera equipment I use. If they're telling me, it's like, it doesn't matter. You can do what you want. My whole thing is like Facebook or Instagram. This is my front yard. This is how I want to deck. I'm going to put these chairs. I'm going to do this. I'm going to lay down this way. You do what you want in your yard. I'm not going to go over there and take a shit in your yard. So don't take a shit in mine.
Exactly. Well said.
If you don't like mine, just keep walking down the street, man. There's gonna be yards that you're gonna like. Just, I don't get it. I didn't have the flamingo you like. Is that what it is?
I'm telling you, this lockdown or whatever we want to call it is bringing out the worst and the best in people. I've seen it. I'm seeing it all over. Let's see. Here, Robert says people are brave behind a keyboard. Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
With a fake profile picture too, I'm sure.
Well, that was real. I think that was real. I've seen that one on Tinder.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Don't even. We're not. That's a whole other show, Lisa. We can do a show about
dating. I know. We got to do a whole nother hour just on the dating stuff.
That's it. And we can do that. Maybe we should in a month or so. So you also do, let's go to Palin Unplugged, which it's a late night news show web series. Okay. And you do Sarah Palin, which is hilarious.
What's up, dipshits? Here's a new episode called Smooth.
That's
a bonus.
That's awesome.
Cut. I gotta adjust my microphone. How you doing? Smooth. Oh, that smells good. Ooh, smooth. Smooth. It's ready. Oh, we're ready, all right. I'm gonna. She's way ahead of the game. Smells good. Smells good. Smells good. Smells good. I use mine as my car freshener. Sponsored by Tito's. Hey, America, like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Have any?
Why am I single, Grace? Why?
Do you? Because I thought it was hilarious.
I'm single. Did you hear that burp? Come on.
Oh, come on. I mean, they gotta love that we're goofy and silly and we dare do shit that other women don't dare do because we love
I don't care. That's the great thing is that I get to play a white woman.
Oh,
it's the best. It's the best. I friggin' put on the glasses and I get to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's silly, you know? So it was a way for me to do the news and other things, not being Latina and not being myself, because I feel like my own personal feelings would get in there and stuff and I would mess it up. So it just evolved. The whole smooth thing, that's like that's an outtake clip of just me. That's what I said after drinking Tito's, doing the news. And so it just stuck. And like people would start messaging me smooth, like it became a hashtag. And but the series is really fun. I took like 2 months off because it's so overwhelming. As you know, like when you put together these shows, you got to edit, you got to do the sound, you have to. And so it became so consuming that I stopped editing the documentary. And that really is my passion. Mm-hmm. So I need to finish the documentary so that I'm done and I can sell it. And then I'm going to go back to the Palin Unplugged.
That's a smart move. You know, you can put a hold on it. And then when you come back, people are going to be like, yeah, she's back.
Yeah. It's a fun thing. I used to do it on stage. I used to do it when I did stand up and Sarah Palin was all the rage, you know, because I put my hair up and I put let me see if I have one of the glasses, you know. It's like, oh, how you doing? Hiya. It's very unfortunate that I look like Sarah Palin, but I do. Oh, yeah, you betcha.
That's so good.
It's not an attractive quality, but I can do it.
Girl, listen, it's okay. We're comedians. It's fine. You know, when I did commercials in New Orleans for the Louisiana Lottery, I was kind of like their girl. They were like, we love Grace because she can do anything. She doesn't care. We can put shit on her, you know, hair, and she'll be like, oh, cool, yeah, I'll do it. We don't care. Yeah, you have to, as a comic, you have to like just push the envelope and push, you know, be edgy. You have to. By the way, single, we're single, but look, Chris says, I date you both. There you go.
Okay, you go first, Grace.
Yeah, okay, but that's what I was going to ask. So first,
report back. You straighten some shit out and then send them my way.
You got it, girl. I'm good at that.
I know, right?
After they're done with me, they make more money. They're better people. They're like, oh yeah, I'm done with that. I want them, you know, just come to me, just completely manufactured and yeah. But oh my gosh. So what inspired you to do Sarah Palin is, I guess, when you were doing stand-up and you transfer that. So that's a great example of how stand-up will inspire you to do other things. So if there are any stand-up comics that are up and coming or new, you know, that's one thing, or any comic right now that we're not on the stage, that this is an excellent way to, you know, stay out there and produce content. So
just it's like people are producing total crap and it's getting millions of views.
Yes, so I know.
It's insane. The world is so different now. People are on their phones constantly. Like you can do anything. For me, unfortunately, I'm old school. So I like to do stuff that actually has a production quality, you know? And so I wish I had the balls to do more like just handheld and just go rogue, but I have to write it out and plan it and have the lighting. Not this though, because I don't know how to work a fucking computer camera, but when I'm working with my Canon, I know what I'm doing. So if you have that bravery, go out and do it. Just start shooting stuff with your camera. Anything that you think is funny, it doesn't matter if 4 people like it, because from the Palin Unplugged episodes, I actually got a job to write a feature film.
I love it.
Palin Unplugged.
That is so awesome.
A creative director from a streaming network saw my stuff, loved it. It wasn't the right sort of feel for their network, but they're like, what else do you got? So I got a pitch meeting out of it. And they're like, bring us 3 to 4 ideas. We want maybe a web series. We want a half-hour comedy. We want a feature film, like a rom-com, blah, blah, blah. And I brought them 4 ideas right before my meeting, like maybe an hour before my meeting. I'm like, I can't think of a movie idea. I've never written one. So I'm like, I don't know. Why don't I just talk about my life? Like what's going on right now? And which one did they buy? That one.
Oh my God, stop it.
That's the one. Like I totally prepared for the web series, all these other show ideas. I like had this thing, this binder. And then I was like, and they're like, what about the film idea? I'm like, oh, how about like a single mom? She's having trouble with her kid and, you know, he got married and blah, blah, blah. And they're having this friction about the girl. She tries to break him up. And I'm like, that's my life.
I love it.
They bought that.
That's great because as a stand-up, that's what we do. We talk about our life. So that's the first thing we go to.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, that's not what I do. I could do I could do a special or I could write you a web series because I have a lot of those. But they're like, no, we want the feature film. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and buy a book on how to write a feature film.
We'll talk after the show. I've written
about
the show. So this is a great segue to your writing gig, which you wrote for Funny You Should Ask, right? For like a couple of years, correct?
Yeah, almost 3 years.
That is so cool. So how did you get that gig?
So I got that gig because I had done a show. Well, I've done a few shows for Byron Allen and Entertainment Studios. So they knew me. And so the producer of the show just asked me to submit a writing packet and I submitted one. And the funniest thing is I was doing cruise ships at the time. And so I was writing my submission packet, which needed to be turned in like a day on the ships. And when you work the ships, the Wi-Fi is terrible. So it goes in and out depending on what port you're in or whatever. And I was in the middle of the ocean and I was trying so hard to not miss the deadline. So I literally started like just typing it up like in an email instead of like attaching the packet. It was a nightmare, but they ended up loving it and hired me. So
that is great. I love it. And this tells us, you know, how important it is relationships and to meet people and to work for them, you know, so that's how things just go snowball, right?
Right. Always be professional on set and I always shake hands. And it's crazy how, you know, the assistant or the PA, all of a sudden, like in 3 years, they're booking shit. So be nice to everybody. Everybody can. Try to know people's names.
Yes.
It's crazy. You never know when they're going to be able to take over a show.
Totally. Even the person that does your makeup, they know people.
Yeah.
I've had, you know, gigs through people like a makeup artist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody, it's important. It's easier to be nice than to be an asshole anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I believe so.
Yeah.
Being a bitch and then fuck everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to happen. So
totally. So I'm going to ask you a question that I ask everybody at the end of the show. So what do you want to be known for?
My butt, I think. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's flat. I don't like it. I think I would love to be known for someone that tried to help others, I guess, tried to bring light and love into their life, that tried to support. Like, I thought about that because when I did this documentary and I asked Michael that question, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to leave? And one of the things was, I want to leave people laughing. I want them to not be in pain when I go. And I feel kind of the same way. Is I hope that my friends and my family have felt impacted, that I tried my best to serve them and that I tried my best to love them. And alleviate their pain through humor and praying for them. I think that, you know, I don't need people to say she was the funniest.
Yeah, who cares,
I
right?
hope that they felt I was funny and that I lightened their load at times with comedy, but I would love for them to say, man, I felt good when I was around her, or she really supported me, or man, she really saw me through some tough times, or loved me when I was not lovable. She served me, or she loved me. That's what I want to be remembered for.
I love that. That's beautiful. You have a beautiful soul, and I love you, Lisa Alvarado.
What is yours, by the way? I want to know what yours is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what do you want to be remembered for?
My butt too.
Yes, of course. But yours is the bomb. So
girl, I got booty for days. Oh yeah. That's another show. I want to be known for the same things you are, for having loved and served others, and shine my light on others. You know, my light, not my darkness, but to shine my light, because we all have darkness, right?
Yeah.
But I want to just only shine my light, and the darkness, I'll deal with it in therapy.
Yeah.
And on the stage.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, that's all you can really ask for, is for people to just love one another, regardless of our junk. Because I definitely have those things that make me unlovable, and people lose patience with me. But man, if you find someone that can love you past that,
I know.
That's the best, man.
That's the best.
That's how I want to be remembered.
Yes, I love it. And so where can people find you on IG?
I live on Madison Avenue.
No.
I'm at Lisa Alvarado Comedian.
Okay.
On Instagram. Facebook is just Lisa Alvarado. And also on Instagram, if you want to see the Palin Unplugged, just go to Palin Unplugged on Instagram. All of the episodes, I think there's 21 of them now. They're all posted, and they're all really short and funny. So watch them, share them, enjoy those. And the documentary, hopefully that will be out, I'm hoping by the end of the year.
Great. Okay. When it's, then maybe you can come back and we can talk about the documentary. And boys.
Yes. Boys.
And your husbands.
I know, man. Or hopefully a divorce by then. Something's got to happen.
I'm sure.
Fingers crossed.
Oh my God. Not another divorce, please. But anyway, so thank you so much for being on the show. You are amazing. And please, guys, follow Lisa Alvarado Comedian on Instagram, and also Palin Unplugged on IG. Just follow her. And thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. Love you, girl.
Love you too. And so, mwah. And everybody else, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.